Yelling at me. In order. Like to call up Sebastian. He's gonna come up. Oh, you're the man. You're the man.
Perfect. He's ready.
You're all over it. You're gonna come up and,
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Mom, get one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, welcome everybody here. Thank you for coming. Nice to have a lot of people here. There's quite a bit to do this evening. Let's move on to, we're gonna have one, any public comment?
No.
Okay, we have a change to the agenda. We are going to move the first part of item number 9, which is the second reading of the survey. We're going to move that to right now. And then we're also going to move the superintendent's report to right after that. Then we'll get into the recognitions. Okay. So we'll move on to the second reading of the one policy.
Board, thank you for using me on this. We have our advisory council here that are on part of the policy committee. And you may or may not be aware, but there's some senior stuff happening this week and next week, and they might want to go do at least one of them go do a senior camp out. Mr. Anderson's backyard, I think. They volunteered to be here. I hope that we could get them earlier on the docket so they could. So they're here to answer any questions if you have.
We're going to do the second reading of the policy. So if anybody has anything, we can call for a motion on it.
I read it. I think it looks good. Good job, guys.
Great
Any questions or comments on it?
I make a motion to approve policy number 3215.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Yep.
Okay. Did great. We're gonna move on to superintendent's report.
Thank you, Board. So, first off, again, you created something that we could not find anywhere in the state. You did it, and it's generated by you, and you went before the board several times, before the cabinet several times, you got harsh feedback, and they said, nope, not yet, nope, not yet, all year long. Definitely something to highlight on the resume. Let's move forward. Policy, legislative. So some of the newsworthy items that happened the last couple of weeks, we had our Rotary Student of the Year Award, top 10 and valedictorian ceremony. Recognized Mr. Juan Salazar at the Wasatch South Central Region meeting at the ESU 105 last week, and he and his wife were there. It was a great event. He was super humbled by being recognized. That same night, we recognized 2 of our students who chose to track instead of showing up for dinner. But luckily, they're both here tonight. So I have them to come up too because we didn't get a chance to recognize them that evening. They're also skipping there. So Jacob and Jamie, let's come forward. The Washington Association for School Administrators, basically the superintendent organization, recognizes students every year for their leadership in the district. when I put out the vaccine into the high school, within 5 minutes, these two names kept coming up repeatedly about students who were really leading the charge in high school. And so for Jaylee, through your work at ASB and your involvement with Student Advisory Council, you've consistently demonstrated a commitment to elevating students, creating a more inclusive and connected school. Your leadership is not just seen, it is felt through the way you bring people together, advocate for others, and help shape positive culture at GHS. This sets you apart as your unwavering dedication to service. Your years of involvement with unified basketball and unified tracks feature character, passion, and belief that every student to participate. You lead with empathy, integrity, and purpose, qualities that inspire those around you. Jacob, you exemplify the very best for this recognition represents. On the field, on the sideline, your work of leadership and SAC are just being a genuine friend. Through your leadership, you have demonstrated a commitment to fostering respect for diversity and creating inclusive. You consistently model integrity in both your words and actions. Your positive presence has made a lasting impression on those around. Your ability to collaborate with others, inspire your peers, and contribute to growth and development of your school community reflects a maturity and purpose well beyond your years. You're the kind of student leader that not only participates, takes initiative to make things better. Your hope and energy and a work ethic, both inside and outside the classroom. Students like you, our school, and our future.
I should say 1, 2, 3.
All right.
And so upcoming events, all right, for the baccalaureate at Auditorium at 7 p.m. 29th is the senior show in the auditorium. Right there. And then June 2nd, 8th grade recognition. June 3rd, graduation. And then if you want to be there at 7:30, it's last time I need you in the gym because then they start down. Last day of school, June 5th. So we have a board meeting June 9th, we're excited about that. Then June 15th, summer school starts. Then June 16th, we have our board retreat at right here. And then June 26th, Dr. Abed and myself, and all of our principals and assistant principals will be at the Wasa AWC. It'll be a good time. It's been a while since we've been able to take everybody. It's a really good learning for everybody. Plus, we get to eat some meals together. And that's my board report.
Thank you.
And the students, if you are so inclined, you can take up.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do whatever prank you're gonna do, Mr. Anderson's off.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to recognitions. We have 4 people we're gonna recognize tonight. And first of all, we're gonna have Jose is gonna do the first one.
Yes. She is not here though. She went to Mexico and I just texted her. She's got some stomach issues, so I'm thinking she drank the water. So no, we do want to recognize Mrs. Stephanie Funk for 27 years in public education. 7 of them were in Grandview, 4 as a dual language teacher, and then the last 3 as Executive Director of Assessment Instruction. So I'm just going to read something I wrote that I'm going to give to her. It says, "It is with deep appreciation and gratitude that we recognize Stephanie Funk for her dedication of service to the Grandview School District over the past 3 years as Executive Director of Assessment and Instructional Improvement. Throughout her time here in Grandview, Stephanie demonstrated an unwavering commitment to students, staff, and to school improvement. She provided leadership and support to all 6 schools, helped strengthen district systems and instructional practices
with a focus on student success and continued improvement. Her leadership was instrumental in advancing and refining the district's multi-tier systems of support, or MTSS program, and framework. We're not there yet. Also ensuring we were better equipped to respond to academic, behavioral, and social emotional needs of our students. Stephanie also coordinated and led the state assessment efforts with exceptional organization, attention to detail, and professionalism. Never had any issues with state reporting or anything on our WIDA, SBA, or another state assessment that we had to administer here in the Granby School District. She worked tirelessly alongside our instructional coaches to support high-quality teaching and learning across the district and partner closely with school counselors in the implementation of the district's comprehensive counseling plan to better serve students and families. In addition to her support of in addition, she also supported our attendance initiative, reflecting her deep belief that student connection and engagement are essential to student achievement and well-being. Beyond her professional expertise, Stephanie will be remembered for the meaningful relationships she built with students, staff, administrators, and community members. Her collaborative spirit through leadership and genuine care for others positively impacted the culture and the work of the Granby School District. We are grateful for Stephanie's service, dedication, and the lasting contribution she's made to the Granby School District. We will miss her, and we wish her continued success, fulfillment, and joy in her retirement and future endeavors. So, you did a lot of good work in the last 3 years.
I'd like to have Chris Steele come up and have one. He's been in touch.
Well, my name is Chris Steele. I'm the Secretary of Operations in the School District, and they've had me at the high school, our central kitchen, and she's been working with Granby School District since 2018. Last 4 years, I've been her direct supervisor, and in that time, she's been scratch cook. Scratch cook is kind of the most labor-intensive job in the kitchen, I would say. So, our pozole recipes, our chicken enchilada stuff, she does a lot of the cooking behind that, prepping and mac and cheese, all that kind of stuff. She is kind of like one of, say, the backbone that I have some other cooks over here. But she is definitely she's a strong individual. She is reliable, consistent, hardworking, keeps her head down, does the work, never complains, and you can't find that a lot. You can't find a lot of people that are just go-getters and don't complain and don't get into issues with other coworkers or anything like that. She does her thing, and that's just who she is. And I like that about her. I respect that, and I know I got jokes on him in there. In these last few years, I haven't been there as much. I've shared a little bit. So, but I do appreciate the times that we had there. I know the coworkers adore you. They love having you around. I know they're going to miss you a lot. And try to figure something out. And we try to convince her to see if she wants to be a substitute. She's like, no, I'm done. More cooking with me. So, I appreciate your time together, Deanna. Congratulations. Hope you enjoy your time. Your free time. Hopefully you golf a lot. And enjoy it for us. Thank you guys.
Next, I'd like to have Mr. Anderson come up, and we have two more. We have Juan Gonzalez and Jeff.
but I do have some words for him. So today we celebrate someone who's been touching the portion of her strengthening bed spot. And through the years, we brought steadiness, consistency, patience, care, students and staff alike. No matter what the day brought, we could always count on you to show up. You made a lasting difference in the lives of so many students, often in ways we never fully measured. Yeah. Another important title, our unofficial grill master, always ready to step up. Dedication, reliability, truly be missed. Wish you retirement, sensation, plenty of time after the break. So congratulations to it's well, how long do you just back 2012, 30 years. Okay, 30 years. So he's weathered the storm. With Jeff, I took a little bit of a different approach. He has, because he takes a little bit of a different approach. But he has also been working for 30 years. And he actually, I don't know if he started SPED, but he's shaking his head, yes. So he used to be a SPED teacher. And then he moved into business, whatnot. And I was like, hey. And so he agreed to do that. So he's finishing off his career in the SPED department. And what I did was reached out to some former principals, assistant principals. And you have anything to share? So I guess I'll end on funny. This is from Mike Klausner. He said that Mr. 70 was the kind of teacher who got to know his students' stories and people knew their stories, not just in the time that they were his students or while attending high school, but years after. He could become a student's fierce advocate if needed. Be a motivational teacher. He could be a teacher that pushed their thinking. He could be the teacher that listened. He was the teacher that cared. That's from Mr. Foster. And then Steve Long was the CTE director at the time, and he shared, he shared a couple stories here. Says, Mr. 70 would accompany Mike in the shop. As a joke, Mike signed Jeff up for some activity, but he used the alias Leon. Therefore, from that day on, Jeff was known as Leon, even earning block hours for that. Mr. 70 he has a shop. Student trick. We stop. Students spill food on student reply. That's what we have janitors. See Jeff get pretty fierce and line up some long to say, needless to say, the student ended up. So the last little piece here, it talks about teaching special education in Grandview, but Steve started in '98. After a few years, he got business classes, specifically careers, in freshman required. He had an uncanny knack of being able to develop positive relationships. So Jeff, you will be missed. Thank you for coming out tonight. And this is a plaque that the district has
We agree. And we also have some plans. So, it's come.
Thank you, that's great. Next, we're gonna move to Cultivating Kindness Awards.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Prieto, and I'm the new director of communications. And these awards are nominated by community members, other staff, and they nominate people who emanate that really emulate kindness in everything they do. And so these nominees, I'm going to read a little bit about what they said. They're the person that nominated Jackie Mendoza, if you want to come up, was not here. And so she had a family emergency by Heidi Barrera. And she had to say this about besides doing her work, she helps the students. She's always smiling. She jokes around. She makes the high school a happy place to be at. And from someone coming from that building, Desiree is truly such an encouragement, and she's such a go-getter. And she truly, you can tell when someone loves their job and loves what they do because they do it with a smile. And Desiree is always one of those people that truly just is genuinely kind. And so she is an amazing recipient for this. And then for our last recipient, Hopi Alvarez. Dr. Sante DeFranco be able to share why she nominated her.
So good evening. My name is Dr. Shante DeFalco. I'm the Executive Director of Special Programs, and this is the easiest award I have ever written. So I'm really glad to be here tonight. I hope you had a twin sister, and I actually had to ask my staff if she had a twin because I saw her at the high school one day. I knew she was driving a student to Pasco, and then I saw her at Smith that same day, and I thought, there's no way that she could be everywhere in the district at once. So I'd just like to read the nomination, and this is coming from the whole special education department. Hopi brings a gentle heart to every interaction, offering our most vulnerable students the kind of steady compassion they can truly feel. She can always be counted on to rise to any occasion, meeting challenges with calm confidence and genuine care. Her motivation to support students in their individual development shines through in the way she meets each child exactly where they are. She provides loving, safe, and consistent support to students with special needs, creating an environment where they can grow without fear. Her skill in working with students who need behavioral or medical support makes her an invaluable presence, and we're incredibly lucky to have her.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. On to presentation. Eddie Palmer is gonna come up and give us a presentation on TP.
Evening. I'm gonna jump into this really quick because it directly relates to the school board. Students have been involved again this year in the career and technical student organizations. And so that's DECA and FBLA, SCCLA, FFA, ORSA, Skills USA, and TSA. Grandview has 7 Washington, OSPI, so there's a lot of activities going on. The experiences in CTSO competitions are wonderful opportunities for students to practice, compete, and then it supports their network with kids from other schools and other regions and adults as well. With the judges, they get to interact with for debriefing. They'll tell students how they did during the competitions, what their strengths are, things like that. In other cases, kids will walk away with serious mood. So it's pretty rewarding opportunity for students. It supports their career journey and their post-secondary decisions. We thank you very much for your support of the many travel requests. And some not quite within the timelines. So that was the whole point of bringing up the CTSOs. It's just say thank you to the board for the support with the travel requests. We know it's a big impact. Yeah. And I wish we had a calendar. I wish we had a better system throughout the state, but it's a little bit awkward. So thank you very much. Some of the other CTSO events include the Teddy Bear Clinic, Fall Spring Stars, haunted houses, numerous concessions and fundraising experiences or efforts that several put in place this year. With the programs that connected to those CTSOs, Grandview has computer science, media production, digital communication tools, health science, agriculture science, business and management classes, family consumer sciences, construction welding, teacher academy, drones, GHS 101, and for specific classes. Within those categories, there's more, but that's kind of the general group. We have 21 applications into OSPI right now for either revitalized or to renew brand new courses. So that's OSPI. Some of those have been kicked back, needing work. So that's on my immediate to-do list here soon. And we have some brand new classes, including some worksite learning, 3 worksite learning classes. For example, a student could work in the IT department. That department and the 2 teachers agree that this is a good candidate for that job. We also have a worksite learning opportunity for the DECA store and for family consumer sciences. And the new AVID classes there it's pretty exciting. There are 3 teachers in the middle school, 14 at the high school, and as 2 have decided to move on, we are hiring for those 2 positions in high school. That's kind of the only change at the moment. There might be some others, but that's the only change. And speaking of teachers, I do want to give props to Mr. Ramirez, as he has put in some time and work into the triplex. And it can be a pretty dirty, dusty place, but it's been easy to observe how much work he's put into it. They've organized a tool room. The kids built a shelf. They got that entire room cleaned up. When Bryce saw it, he wanted the door shut. They didn't want to talk about it anymore. So they got that cleaned up on their own. And then the welding instructor, Mr. Salazar, that Dr. Fowling was referring to earlier, has worked with the kids to build a welding platform. When I walked in the first time and saw it, I was a little bit alarmed. I didn't know why anything was that tall and what was going to happen with it. It's for the kids to learn to weld upside down and to weld on in real circumstances. What's on the job. It's pretty amazing to see it coming together. The kids are building it. So I just want to give props to those guys because it's been a big change in the triplex and really fun working. As for me, I get to work closely with the, Career Readiness Collaborative in ESD 105 in Yakima. And it's a relatively new, leadership team, put together with folks with pretty substantial backgrounds. They provide a range of support for, the region from Thorpe to Mattawa, Grandview, Mount Adams, all the way back around. So it's a huge range. They provide support to the CTE programs and CTE directors. They have innovative ways to efficiently complete compliance paperwork that OSPI has approved coming from us as just made my life quite simpler, but it also this is the redundancy, which is amazing and has an impact on OSPI as well. They have tapped into area employers to meet a wider need for business and industry engagement and have successfully addressed a years, and I'm not writing, sounds like I am, but a years long challenges Yakima Valley College and the dual credit program. It's just a lot of turnover and some things fell aside. And this past year, the collaborative has very with the new leadership get that sewn up. So we'll be having a debrief with the college in mid-June for review and see what all of us think about the experiences working with them for this year's for dual credit. But it's certainly better than it's been for a that's been an amazing improvement, and that directly affects brand new students when they can get dual credit in a more seamless manner. 2 weeks ago, the collaborative sent out this snapshot of the labor market in Kittitas and Yakima County. That might not mean a lot, but to all of us directors when we're doing our frameworks and when we're doing planning or when we're talking to businesses and industry, that information is really, really helpful. And they have two sources now where it's much more up to date than the national guidance, which has been from the Bureau of Labor Ministry or Bureau of Labor Standards. So this is much more up to date and therefore relevant. It helps with all of our programming, where we're headed to, trends, things like that. And then my current tasks include working with the OSPI to fix some of those applications that I mentioned earlier and get them back into them. They've been in the hopper because they get them from every district in the state. So it takes a little bit of time to get back, but there's a few that have come back and I need to get those corrected and updated and sent in. I have the 4-year plans and Mr. Stegman saw these last week at a General Advisory Committee meeting. This just covers, every district does this, and I can pass it along if you'd like, to project out the next 4 years and in a range of categories we're going to have needs. So if one of the categories was a new computer lab at the high school, that would be in here. If I'm going to replace, if we're going to replace printer materials for printer, that wouldn't be in here as consumables. But if we're going to replace all the printers, those would be in. So these get done every year, updated every year. They have the teacher's input. And if they don't, that's fine, because a lot of us have already connected and discussed what we want and what we envision. The shop is on here, Triplex is on here for some ongoing work that we've discussed in the past, greenhouse, and other parts, programs like that. And then the last thing that I have to work on is, or not work on, but I have to submit is, we do this thing called a program evaluation for our 6 program areas. And this is from STEM, so from Mr. Urquhart. We just go through, again, another list of categories that are kind of aligned with that. And then the advisory committee will review these and sign off on them as well. So it's kind of a self-reflection. If there's areas of growth, we just describe why. It's not the end of the world. We're not punitive, but it's stuff that we want to monitor and want to see growth and change and progress with those. And the last part that I'm really going to be focusing on is Brad's team to wrap up the grants and the end of year task for the purpose grants. Anybody have any questions? It's a lot of stuff all at once, but.
I want to thank you for your work. Sounds like there's a lot happening, in developing and maintaining the CTE programs. A question I have of the 21 or 22 applications that came back, are there any that we anticipate may not be approved after your review of them? And
Not being careless, I haven't had that happen. The requests are very reasonable. There are usually oversights on the director's part. If we had some outlandish works or something that they were unfamiliar with, could be a problem. Or there's probably some technical work if I didn't do it right. That might be where they would just say, no, I'll talk to us later, but that generally doesn't happen.
okay,
They're a really good team. That department, so, and I'm doing my best not to piss them off.
thank you.
Keep that. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. And holler at me if there's anything you want to know about the program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna move on to consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna jump down to, our athletic program. Motion on that.
I'll make a motion, we approve the 2026 summer athletics program.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You trade Cat 1 on switch refresh. Anybody have any questions on that or any feels?
I just think that's one of the best things we could do, spend almost $300,000, it cost us 30 or
Yeah.
something like that. Good job, Jesse.
And it all made sense. So thank you for coming a few months ago to let us know, or a couple months ago to let us know it's coming. It all made sense, and it was helpful to see all the details with that.
I move that we approve the E-rate Cat 1 switch refresh.
I'll second it.
I'll second, or I'm sorry.
As long as we get it. Did I miss the second?
Yeah.
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 Okay, all in favor?
I
Opposed? Set a date and time for a budget work session.
Okay, and this is for the board study session,
No,
or the
it's
budget?
The budget.
The budget study session.
So didn't we talk about doing it on the 7th?
Yeah. Need a motion.
So do we want to do it at 5? I make motion, we do a budget study session, our third one, July 7th at 5 p.m. here.
I'll second that motion.
Can we do 5:30?
Sure.
5:30.
5:30?
5:30. It's a push. I mean, I can get here, but 5:30.
Okay, 5:30.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Flying through this now. Okay. Board responses to our monitoring. GP 10 board member compensation, that was pretty easy because we could get no compensation. So, should go write this off somewhere. Well, we do get compensated for the, when you travel and do different things. So, everybody agreed with the way it was. I didn't see any.
Yeah.
So you guys want to do these separately or together?
We can do it separately. I make a motion, we approve GP 10.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, EL 1,
I'll make the motion that we approve EL1. Proposed EL1.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I didn't like right now. Yeah.
You didn't think we'd move this fast, did you? I'm gonna go ahead and go to from the board.
Okay, I went to the CTE Citizens Advisory Committee meeting last Tuesday. One thing about it I really liked, they provided us with dinner. Our culinary arts class served us chicken chow mein
which I'm not sure I've had any better at an Asian restaurant. It was very good. That does bring me to one little sad note. One of our CTE instructors that we're losing at the high school is Ingrid Valencia, who teaches our life skills and culinary arts. And I got a chance to go talk to her for a minute. I hate to see her go, but she's moving on to hopefully something bigger and better. So.
Anything else from the board?
I just wanted to share that I had the chance in work capacity to come and attend and participate in the migrant student graduation ceremony celebration. And although I didn't get to hear all of the ceremony because I had families, that I was sharing information with, I will say that the families were very happy, the ones that I had seen participating. It was a really beautiful ceremony that they did. It was well attended. So thank you to the staff that all came together to organize that. There was a lot of activities going on that night at the high school, but it was really nice to celebrate this.
Anything else from the board? I actually have one thing. I went to the top 10 presentation and the Rotary Club, 2 students for that. One suggestion or thought, that really needs to be done in practice. I know I'm not saying Julie, but when Julie does her little recognition for just the Rotary stuff, she does a couple other things, but it's in the assembly. I really think, and it was great to have parents there and stuff, but those kids deserve more. As far as I'm concerned, that it would be nice if that was able to be done. A whole assembly where we recognize.
This year will be the first year that we're gonna be in state or basically the students will are together. There's also other recognitions at that time. So
That might be a good place for it.
and we also have
Yeah, and or maybe at that.
generally those are just seniors and but it's a good idea. Rotary typically wants to get it done.
I know people in Rotary, we take care of that part. Don't worry. It's just something that when I went in, the people that were there, it was nice that it was members and stuff, but to me, it's pretty good deal. And I know they will be at the graduation also, but it's just my thought. And I was also at the CTE thing, which went good. And one of the things they did bring up that Betty brought a little bit up about it was they're trying to work in using students to help out the IT department. And I actually thought that was a great idea. I don't know how far it's gone or what has happened with it, but they're talking about it, which is a neat idea to be able to learn, because I know there's lots of little calls they get all the time, and these kids are a lot techier than you think, so. But, anyway, I thought that. Yeah.
So I talked to Jesse and said that if we can work with the 2 teachers from the school and high school, that we're very worried about kids. So they started to the one of the class and go to Jesse or wherever Jesse assigns the student to be done, but they'll get their credit as parent.
Anything else from the board? Okay, we'll move on to the board assessment. She gave us all. You can't be the first one who gets this bad. Anyway. So that was good. The FYIs, anybody have any questions on that? I know Brad talked about enrollment and cash flow and different things. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay, now it's the fun part again. We get to move to executive session. And sorry that really none of you get to stay. I think you're the lucky one.